Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Expectedly, North Korea claims the unification of the Koreas is impossible. Why? Too much Al Capone in South Korea. Therefore, South Korea, as I think he clearly sees, is under occupation. So that's one. I have 3 articles here. The second one is Kim Jong-un tells his army, orders them, the military, to get ready for a nuclear attack on South Korea, if provoked. And the third one is, again, Kim Jong-un, the woodchuck of North Korea. He says, if provoked, we have to be able to completely annihilate with nuclear weapons United States of America and South Korea. Well, in general, or in a society, when you have thugs, okay, people say Kim Jong-un is a thug, a crazy, a criminal. When you have these kind of people becoming more emboldened, they come, then tell it, and they start shooting the handgun in the street and do whatever they want. What does that tell you? They either think they are very, very strong, and the government, the good people, the police, is weak. So Kim Jong-un definitely thinks he's strong and definitely thinks that the other guys are weak or weaker. So therefore he can say whatever he wants. And who was in charge? Why did we get to this point? Not because Kim Jong-un is a crazy guy. Where is the police? Where are the authorities? Where's Biden? Look how much garbage happened in the world in the past 2 years, and is getting more and more. Ukraine garbage. This guy is going to shoot whatever. He launched satellite, military satellite in space, not only surveillance, spy satellite. He's going to send 3 more this year, he claimed. He claims now we're going to eliminate you guys. We're going to, impossible, to have a unification. We got the garbage in the Middle East. We got Iran that will be clapped by Al Capone at the orders of the little thing over there. And not only, and we're not going to end up only with this one. We're going to have also Taiwan. All this garbage, why? You can't say the world turned crazy in 2 years, just like that. You're weak. Or you do something very, very wrong somewhere. You can't just say, well, we're the strongest, we're the best, we're tough. But everybody just all of a sudden got crazy. Not really. Unless you just believe, fairy tales and so on. So let's start with the first article. Russia Today, 31st of December 2023. Korean unification, quote-unquote, impossible. Kim the woodchuck Un said. Seoul's policy of unification by absorption does not correspond to Pyongyang's principles, Kim Jong-un has said. Absorption. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un has said it is impossible to achieve reunification between Pyongyang and Seoul because South Korea's principles are directly opposed to those of his country. That's correct, but it doesn't mean that you are on the right either. Addressing a meeting of the ruling Workers' Party, Kim said that 2 states' relations had become hostile to each other and no longer consanguineous. Sanguineous. From sangue, from, or homogeneous. I can't pronounce this, I tell you right now, and I will not even try. The Korean Central News Agency responded on Sunday. Kim declared Pyongyang's approach to national reunification based on, and I'm quoting, one nation and one state with 2 systems to be in sharp contradiction with Seoul's unification by absorption and unification under liberal democracy. South Korea is currently a colonial subordinate state. Totally agree with that. Whose politics are completely out of order. I don't know if they're completely, but anyway, they're a colonial subordinate state. Yes, they are. And whose defense and security are totally dependent on the US, the agency said. I agree with that too. I agree with that. And that's one of the reasons why these guys were never going to go back, because you got Al Capone involved. If Al Capone wouldn't have been involved all this time, maybe these guys had some chance, a big chance, to come together in a certain format, not like lovers, but closer, Now, no, because the Al Capone doesn't want that to happen. They don't want these guys to have peace. The military-industrial complex is going to be dry out. It's going to be, what, they're going to fire them now? What are they going to do with the American troops all over the world? They're going to get them into the United States of America. They will become unemployed, the sinker they are in here. So you have a shitty economy, bring the military back. What are you going to do with them? How many millions you got all over? Not only the guys with the weapons, the guys who drive trucks, the guy who prepare food, the guys who do many other things they are over there. The logistics. You got millions. Bring them here. Bring them to America, and they're all adults at working age. Jobs? No. So keep them over there because we're going to print some money and get some loans for them. Shit. Anyway, Kim argued that war may break out in the Korean Peninsula at any time due to the enemy's reckless moves. If Washington and Seoul attempt a military confrontation with Pyongyang, its nuclear war deterrence will go over to a grave action without hesitation. That's a promise, and I think he is good at keeping these kind of promises. So this is the first article. Let's go to the next article. From the Telegraph, Kim Jong-un orders military chiefs to plan nuclear strike against South Korea. So we're going to plan it. That's a step ahead of what? And why? Is just because this woodchuck is angry and he's illogical? Is that the only reason? We are led to believe by these idiots here that yes, that's true. No, I don't think so. If he would have been illogical, he would have used nuclear weapons so far, already. So Kim Jong-un ordered his military chiefs to draw up plans for nuclear strike on South Korea, as he said war could break out at any time. Kim, whose speech was cheered, okay, we don't care that. He blamed soaring tensions between the two neighbors on America's deployment of nuclear-armed submarine to South Korea and its increased joint military exercises with the U.S. What do you think? Let's put it in reality. You and your neighbor. Let's say your neighbor have this fence is on my side. No, this fence is on your side. Okay, and somehow, somewhere from I don't know, miles away, different town, an unknown person, unrelated to both of you, comes and tells your neighbor, you know what, I'm going to help you fix the fence with the neighbor. What would you do? And those guys over there brings weapons and is a big, tough guy, and tells you that you have to change your behavior and you have to make concessions with the fence little argument. What would you do? What would you do? Now you have a few options. First one, a weasel option. Okay, yes, and they're going to take care of you like they took care of Gaddafi. You know, remember, both Saddam and Gaddafi allowed the Americans, the inspectors, and not only under the threat, to allow them to check them in their asses and their palaces. I wonder if they would do the same, let's say, to Israel. Check them and see if they have nuclear weapons. And then, why not? Right? So, there you go. If Kim Jong-un says, okay, I'm going to be your friend, he's going to be out of the office. He's going to be, you know, a little uprising. And it was not us, man. Like in Gaddafi. It was not us. It was his people. Really. And who was infiltrated? Who gave the directions? Who found him? Just people found him over there? Well, it's more to that. It's more to that. You just have to look for the information. It was the public just getting him out of the hiding. Because he was hiding in a sewer like a rat. That was the narrative vomited on us. Do I care how he died? Yeah, because if they, the free world, are so happy for this guy's death, which is not my problem, that's his people's problem, not my problem. You know, we're so happy, we're supposed to be happy that we eliminated this guy and that bad dude, based on what kind of legal, justification? Because if it's like this, anyone can do the same thing to everybody else, or only the strong to the weak. Which one is it then? Anyway, so Washington stepped up its military presence following North Korean missiles testing in December. Yeah, they start the narrative wherever they want it. They started the narrative wherever they wanted. Not how we got there to North Korea missile testing. Why did they test it? We're not going to say. You need to know only that. This is how these guys, and this is a Telegraph, right? or BBC or whatever they are, the same garbage, because they're owned by the same interest. And they follow the orders of the, not orders, because they're part of it anyway. And let's go to the last article here. Associated Press, other garbage. North Korea's Kim says military should thoroughly annihilate United States, South Korea if provoked. Now, what is if provoked? What does that mean? Well, it's up to the woodchuck to say what is provocation and what is not provocation. So again, North Korea said that military should thoroughly annihilate the United States and South Korea if provoked. State media reported Monday after he vowed to boost national defense to cope with what he called an unprecedented US-led confrontation. What he called. I think that's a fact. He just called it out. I think that's a fact that he called it out, fucking Associated Press. What he called, like in his little woodchuck brain. My God, this is how they make the media. They made it before, and they will make it until, I don't know, we have alternative media, and we still have. This is one of them. And it's not media, but anyway, just pointing out to how garbage these guys are. North Korea has increased its warlike rhetoric. Why? Why? Because you're weak, or you push it. In recent months, if you escalate something, or you just look at what's going on right now in the Red Sea. What's going on over there? Iran escalates. Who's in whose neighborhood? That should be the start. And I'm with a neighbor right here, and that guy just shows up over here. I mean, unless you're a tard, you're going to believe whatever. Here. It says here, in recent months, in response to an expansion of US-South Korean military drills. Legal? Yeah. That guy who came to your neighbor's house is also legally over there, okay? But what he says tells you a lot, or what he does just by his presence. Experts expect Kim will continue. So Kim continues to escalate his rhetoric and weapons tests because he likely believes, they tell us what he believes, he can use heightened tensions to wrest U.S. concessions if former Donald Trump wins the U.S. presidential election. No, he's doing this during this semi-dead person, Biden. He's not doing it on Trump. He's doing all this under this garbage. Why? Because his, interest lie first in a different place by Mediterranean Sea. That's above everything else. But that doesn't matter, my friend. He says here, so we have this. We have Kim Jong-un saying unification, it's impossible. Now that's bad. The second one, he orders his military to plan to destroy South Korea in case of a provocation, nuclear weapons. And the third one, again, he says, if you guys are continuing to provoke us, we're going to thoroughly annihilate you. So he's at the brink of doing something. Can he do it? Not at the level of his statements, like we're going to should thoroughly annihilate. So he's working towards that one. And the United States does what? Brings more troops. It's like they're pushing, like they push the Russians. Yeah, they push the Russians. The Russians ask, hey, wait, we want security guarantees from you. Write them down. You're not going to do this to us. NATO here stops. It was supposed to stop over there. And the guy says, no. Well, we're going to invade the Ukraine. We have to make sure that you're not going to bring your infrastructure, NATO infrastructure, next to us. It's not up to you to decide that. Do what you need to do. So it's the same thing as the Second World War. You remember when the Japanese attacked the American fleet located in, not America, American fleet in Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor, remember, the Hawaiian Islands were not part of the United States of America at that point. They didn't take over at that point and grab it like that. No, but hey, Russia is an imperialistic country, not the US. Okay, all right, my friends, if you say so. So remember what happened? Why did the Japanese attack? Oh, because they were crazy, right? What was the reason? We don't know, man. I know Tojo was crazy, Hirohito was crazy, everybody was crazy over there. Yamamoto was also crazy. No, someone told those guys not to go and buy from there. You can't buy, like sanctions. You can't buy from there. You can't do business with this. You can't do this because we tell you so. From across The Pacific Ocean. It's like someone telling you, hey, Mike, you can't go and buy your groceries from that store, that store, that store, that store. You buy it from nowhere. You're going to die economically. You're going to be starving. What will you do? Well, if you got something, or you got something, you're going to try to smack this guy, even though he's big and doesn't look, smack and try to beat him up. Eliminate him in this case. Well, it didn't work out. But to tell me that the Japanese just attacked us on the 7th of December 1941, just like that, that's garbage. That is garbage. It's more to that. The same with these guys. These guys upped his rhetoric and escalated because what? Because he just did it in December, launched some missiles. Why? The same with the Japanese. Don't say anything. No. My friends, garbage, knowledge, and knowledge comes through studying and getting information. Discard information when you find out it's a lie, obviously. But here, we got the woodchuck. Do you think the woodchuck is the expansionist here? Or do you think the Americans are the guys who are trying to contain evil? Created by what? No. Don't even dare. If you look at the Middle East, look at the past 30 years. Just to mention the past 30 years, United States was the boss, unchallenged boss in the Middle East. And we tell us about, October 7th. Oh, man, they're just terrorists. Please, my friends, please. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.